What's going on, everybody? I hope you're doing well today. So, ESPN has released some information about Week 0 and Week 1 games for college football in 2024, as well as some game day locations for Week 0 and Week 1. We're going to get to that here in just a moment. We're going to talk about that. But first, if you like what we're doing here at Ride Along Sports, please like these videos and subscribe. We've got content that's going to continue throughout the rest of the spring, through the summer, onto the football season, and we're going to be grinding each and every day. Also, College Football 25 EA Sports, that game is coming out soon. We've already had some videos on that. We're going to have much more as time goes on, all the way up to the release and beyond. So stay tuned for that. It's right here. Ride Along Sports is where you want to be. So like and subscribe if you will, please. So, ESPN, they released their Week 1 schedule, but before we get to Week 1, and I'll throw this graphic up here, starting with August 24th, college football is kind of doing this thing with Ireland. They had a game last year with Nebraska, terrible team to send to Ireland, but, you can't always get what you want. But this year, we see right there, Florida State and Georgia State's going to be traveling across the pond to Ireland. That game is going to be noon Eastern time, Saturday, August 24th, Week 0, as well as Florida A&M and Norfolk State, going to be on ABC, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Into Week 1, you see right there, Thursday, August 29th at 8 p.m. Eastern, North Dakota State at Colorado. Why would Colorado schedule this game? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. The Colorado Buffaloes with Deion Sanders and his crazy tactics, his crazy, not Dabo crazy recruiting. It's actually the exact opposite of Dabo Swinney's recruiting. You've got, 50-plus players that have left the program since he got there. Constant players coming in. Shedeur Sanders, we'll see, if he's going to be this potential Heisman candidate like everybody's been talking about. But North Dakota State, if you don't know anything about North Dakota State, they are in FCS. They have 9 Division I FCS national championships since 2011. And let me tell you this right here. Listen to me. Since 2011, North Dakota State has went 172-19. They are a powerhouse. They've had great players go through that program. Yes, they are on the FCS Division I level. They're a step lower, but Colorado better watch out because North Dakota State is coming, and they're going to be looking to get this big FBS win early in the season. So that's your Thursday game. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern. So Friday, August 30th, you've got Temple and one of the newest SEC teams, Oklahoma, battling it out there at 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday. And TCU at Stanford is going to be the late game, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time on ESPN. And then we're going to get right there Saturday, August 31st. Let's take a look at this big graphic here. It all starts with the big game, Clemson and Georgia in Atlanta, noon ABC kickoff, noon Eastern time. I like to say this is Dabo and his out-of-touch recruiting strategies. Yeah, I keep picking on Dabo. I'm sorry. Versus Georgia with a steadily improving Carson Beck. You've got Ladd McConkey. You got Brock Bowers that's in the NFL now that went on to the draft, as well as some other players, some great players from that team. They're still powerful. Kirby Smart knows how to recruit. He's a coach that people want to play for. They'll be ready for that game. They'll be ready to knock Clemson off early. And then at 3:30 p.m., you'll have the University of Miami at Florida. That should be a good game, an in-state game there on ABC. 2:30 Central Time, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. And also at 3:30 on ESPN, you'll have Colorado State at Texas, the other entrant to the SEC. Texas is one of those teams that everybody suspects is going to be hot. Some people have them in their top 5 preseason rankings. I anticipate they're going to be a powerhouse. They're going to take care of Colorado State, and they're going to take care of them really easily, and they're going to just move on to the next week. And the same thing for Alabama here. You got Kalen DeBoer coming in, brand new coach there at the Crimson Tide in Tuscaloosa. That game versus Western Kentucky, 7 p.m. Eastern. And then Notre Dame at Texas A&M. We'll talk a little bit more about this in just a moment. 7:30 p.m. Eastern kickoff on ABC. That should be a thriller early in the season. There's some great Week 1 games, folks. I mean, this is not one of those years where Week 1 is a kind of a snoozer. This is exciting start to the season here. The next game up, USC versus LSU. That's going to be in Las Vegas. I'm calling this game right here the battle for the next man up, because you've got the number 1 overall pick and the number 2 overall pick, and Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels going to the NFL, to Chicago and Washington, respectfully. What are these teams going to be? I've seen people have LSU way up top on their boards. I don't know what they're seeing. These are two teams. At this point, we're going to have to see some gameplay. I mean, they still have some weapons. Both of these teams do. But until we see them on the field and playing, that's how we're going to determine what these teams are and what their futures are going to look like. And the same thing for this next game at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Boston College at Florida State. Florida State, Jordan Travis is gone. How are the Seminoles going to respond? Are they going to play with a chip on their shoulder this year from completely getting annihilated in the New Year's Six game there versus Georgia after barely missing the college football playoff? That was a whole controversy in itself. We want to look past that, and they have to look past that. I think they're going to have a chip on their shoulder this year, and they're going to look to really pick it back up, get back on their feet, and make a difference here in college football. That's the slate right there that ESPN has put out. We're also going to take a look at this right here. College GameDay has announced their first 2 stops, and it's going to start at week 0. And check this out. For the first time in history, they're going to travel across the pond to Dublin, Ireland, the College Football Classic right there. That's going to be exciting to see. That's something that they've never done before. The Game Day crew going to Ireland for week 0 and for week 1. Where are they going? For the first time since 2018, the Game Day crew is going to College Station for the Aggies and the Fighting Irish. Now, this game right here going to kick off 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It is going to be hot. It is going to be brutal. And is it going to be a good game? I think it's going to be a great game. You've got Mike Elko coming in there at Texas A&M, looking to right some wrongs that Jimbo Fisher made. Okay. The Aggies looking to actually make a difference maybe in the SEC. But Notre Dame, no pushover whatsoever. That'll be a great game. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about all these games when we get closer to the season. But I want to mention one more other thing, because ESPN released this right here, which is the new logo for the SEC on ABC. Because, the contract with CBS is up. No more SEC on CBS. Now it's going to be the Big Ten on CBS. And, we scoffed at that a few months back. But, the Big Ten, there could be some pretty great matchups. You've got Pac-12 teams coming in. It's sad to see the SEC on CBS go, but this is a new era, new graphics, new music. Hopefully it's going to be what we all want, which is a new version of the old school ESPN primetime jingle, which was just iconic. So, SEC on ABC, the 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central time slot, still up, still active for the Southeastern Conference. But that's all we got for now. That's the information for week 1 and week 0, everything that ESPN has told us so far. Stay tuned. We've got College Football 25, EA Sports news coming soon, all the way through the month of May, through June, up until that game release, and much more. Every update that we get for the 2024 season, it's going to be right here at Ride Along Sports. And also, we're going to start something big starting May 23rd when we get to 100 days from the college football season. We've got something really big in store for you. a whole summer, every day between May 23rd and August 31st, the Saturday of week 1, is going to be content each and every day. We're going to talk about 100 teams. That's right, 100 teams, 100 days, our countdown as we get closer and closer to the football season. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Brandon Taylor. Hope you have a great one, and we'll see you next time.